It is wild how different the childhood my kids are having from the one I had. Like, I remember when I was 10 years old, my mom used to send me on errands. I remember one time, she sent me to the grocery store with very specific instructions. I walked a mile and a half to the grocery store and I did what I was told. I went right up to the cashier, handed her $10 and said, "My mom sent me here to buy a carton of cigarettes. Merit Ultralights." The cashier looked at me and asked, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 10 years old." She said, "You're a good boy." She complimented me, gave me the cigarettes and my change, and I walked home smoking the entire way. We used to send children on errands alone. But now, after 25 years of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, we don't feel safe having them open a refrigerator. I used to like the independence, you know? I mean, I was definitely scared here and there. I was mostly afraid of grown-ups. Grown-ups were just these evil giants that somehow all knew each other. "I know your father." "How?" "I held you as a baby." "Why?" My friends growing up were afraid of my dad. You know, my childhood best friend to this day is still afraid of my dad. My dad's been dead for 30 years. My kids, their friends, they view me as an Uber driver. And they've requested a silent ride. "Can we turn down the music, Jim?" "I'll kill you." "I know your parents. I'll kill them too." There's different sections in hospitals. There's the emergency room, the intensive care unit, which sounds scary, but I don't know why anyone would want to stay anywhere but the intensive care unit. It kind of implies the rest of the hospital's like, "Look, we care, but we're not gonna be a spaz about it. I get a phone call, I'm gonna take it, right? We're like the mediocre care unit, which is better than we couldn't care less unit. Those guys are horrible." I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm kind of obsessed with not being interested in fashion. It's something I care deeply not about. And I'm aware that not being into fashion is a fashion choice, right? How annoying is that? It's like, "Oh, you're not into fashion? That means you're in a normcore." Why can't I just wear clothes to cover my disgusting body? Why must it be a choice? Because the only choice I make when it comes to clothing is, does it still fit me? In Finland, I was invited to take a sauna. I was also invited to go cross-country skiing. And all I could think is fun illegal here? What kind of antidepressant do you have to be on to enjoy cross-country skiing? I can't believe cross-country skiing's even a sport. Hey, you know that awkward part in downhill skiing where you're trying to get over to the lift? What if we just did that? Fun. And to turn around, you know what? Don't turn around. Let's go across the country. People that work in hospitals are truly amazing people. They are so nice and supportive. It makes you suspicious, right? Are they stealing the drugs? They're a little too excited to be around sick people in pajamas. And when I say sick, I'm not talking about the positive slang, right? Because that's part of our language, right? "That jacket is sick." But you don't want a medical professional to be like, "Your test results are sick." I mean, let me clarify, you're dying. It's gotta be hard to work in a hospital. That hospital lighting, everyone looks sick in that hospital lighting. I walked in, they're like, "We should get you to the ER." "I'm just here to see my wife." "Well, you have jaundice." See, compared, "Oh my gosh, I have jaundice too." By the way, this is all prosthetic. after the show, it comes off. I just air it out. It's like, I feel so free when I get it off. You know what I mean? It's getting harder and harder to motivate to exercise. In your 20s, you're like, I want to be with someone physically fit, so I'll be physically fit. And in your 30s, you're like, I want to fight off aging. And in your 40s, you're like, it's over. And now I'm at the point where I look at morbidly obese people and I'm like, they seem happy. That's one way to live a life. I used to exercise to lose weight. Now I exercise so I can continue to fit in cars. Still a fitness goal. I've been in better shape in my life. I go in and out, it's been a while. Not last year, but the year before, my big accomplishment is I ran the New York City Marathon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Half of you are like, no, you didn't. I did, you bastards. All right? I ran and completed. All right, fine, I didn't. But I thought about it. Which I guess is technically different than running it. Turns out I couldn't run the New York City Marathon because I didn't want to. Which is the main reason I don't do a lot of things. I just rarely admit it. It's like, hey, Jim, why don't you come to my birthday party? I didn't want to. We never really reply to invitations that way. Don't want to go. Completely available, just not interested. I try and schedule tours around school breaks. Like at Christmas one year, I did a bunch of shows in Florida. My wife and kids came down. My wife's family also came down because they didn't want us to have a good time. I'm kidding, I love my wife's family. Did that sound believable? I do love them. They're my in-laws. That's a strange term, in-law. It's like, are you related? Legally. In a court of law. In-law, it's like the opposite of being in love. We're in law. We law each other. Very much. In-laws are like family you're assigned. It's like, you want to spend your life with that person? You got to take those 10 people. All of them? My only issue with my in-laws is there's too many of them. My wife is one of 9 children, so every holiday, all 9 of the siblings and their individual families all get together and spend every moment together. Over Christmas, I went to a movie with 30 people. I didn't even know that was legal. We were walking around, people thought we were from a church. To put it in perspective, Jesus only walked around with 12. I learned very quickly, I don't want to do anything with 30 people. If I was on the Titanic and the last rescue boat was filled with 30 people, I'd be like, you guys go ahead. I don't want to be there when you're trying to decide where to eat lunch. Often it was more than 30 people, because sometimes those 30 people will invite other people. So you'll have conversations and someone will be like, I'm your wife's uncle's best friend. Like, oh, there's a term for that. Stranger. You're a total stranger. The pandemic did make me contemplate my mortality. I just know when I go, I want it over quick. Like if I'm in a plane crash, I want the plane to explode midair. I was reading about this one plane crash. This plane was flying at 30,000 feet, and then it started to nosedive. The plane nosedived for 3 minutes. 3 minutes! Brutal! That's a long time. For the first minute, everyone on that plane was like, ah! But eventually, after like 60 seconds, they were like, ah! Does anyone have any water? I didn't really pace out my dying scream. 3 minutes, that's a long time. Someone on that plane rang the flight attendant button. Ding! Do you know how long till we crash? Does this mean I can get a free drink? That's long
long enough for passengers to get on each other's nerves? When you scream, can you not grab my armrest? Look, I'll kill you before we even crash. Maybe the pilot came over the intercom.
Hey everyone, it's your captain here. Just wanted to thank you for choosing to fly with us. Special shout out to our silver medallion members. You would have earned 2,000 miles on today's flight, but it looks like we're not going to quite reach 700. Our flight attendant Betty's been with the airline for 31 years, and it appears today is her last day. You can go ahead and take your phone off of airplane mode. Heck, I've taken the plane off of airplane mode. At this point, we're just a metal box hurling towards the earth. We should have you back on the ground in about 7 seconds.
Is that too dark? It's gonna get worse. Right?